The Avengers quickly scramble and fly to Latveria into Dr. Doom's domain. Hawkeye wonders why the hell they bother going when Doom is gone after he passes through the portal with the Midgard serpent. Iron Man explains that Hydra has had its eyes on Doom's weapons cache ever since then. Although S.H.I.E.L.D. has secured the border, Falcon claims they have picked up seismic readings from the capital this morning and Asgardian energy signatures all over the place. He suspects that some crazy shit must be happening there. Seeing that it is of Asgardian nature, they turn to their resident Asgardian Thor, but he insists that he has no idea what the hell it is. Suddenly, the Avengers' jet is hit, and they are surprised to find that Hydra and AIM agents are fighting in Doom's castle. Iron Man suspects that S.H.I.E.L.D. must have lost control of the border, which Captain America worries is ominous. Hulk is excited and hurriedly jumps off the plane and into the battlefield. He was thrilled to find the enemy fleeing as soon as he arrived, but Falcon claims that it might not be because of him that the enemy is running away. Suddenly, a bright flash from the castle destroys the enemy plane. The others make a rough landing in the Avengers' jet, while Thor is surprised to find the legendary destroyer, whose power is unparalleled even in Asgard. Suddenly they hear Doom's voice from the destroyer and warn those who have trespassed into Latverian sovereign lands. The Avengers scramble to avoid its attack as it wipes out Hydra and AIM agents. When Iron Man turns to Thor to defeat it, Thor suddenly calls out to Heimdall and returns to Asgard without a word, stunning everyone. Everyone was surprised when Thor suddenly returned home without a word. Captain America suspects that he must have gone home to ask for help. As it chases off the invaders from his domain, Iron Man coins the word Doomstroyer to refer to that thing. He then leads the Avengers in giving it all they have, but their attacks are ineffective against it. They tried attacking it with everything they had and in all directions, but they couldn't even make a dent. Captain America asks Iron Man if he can find weaknesses, which the Doomstroyer claims not to have. It claims to be the most powerful being in all 9 realms, but the Hulk objects, claiming himself to be the most powerful in the universe. Iron Man asks Doom what his obsession with Asgard is, but he thanks him and the Avengers for giving him the chance to visit different worlds and see wonders beyond any earthly intellect. He then blasts Iron Man, but Captain America jumps and blocks his attack with his shield when he is about to finish him off. Captain America warns him that stealing Asgardian artifacts will draw the anger of the Asgardian god, but Doom claims that Odin is still asleep in his eternal slumber. He argues that neither Odin nor the god of thunder could do shit about him now. Suddenly, Hulk gets back up and throws a tank at him, to which the Doomstroyer deflects it to the town below, causing a massive explosion. Black Widow is worried and claims that despite Doom's ambitions for world domination, he has always protected his own people. Iron Man quickly hacks into the Latverian emergency systems and evacuates the people. Iron Man claims they need to draw Doom's attention for the evacuation to be complete. The Avengers then retreat to Doom's castle, where they lure the Doomstroyer to them, utilizing the castle's defense systems. That said, Iron Man hacks into the system to activate the stasis fields, adamantium gates, and even laser grids, hoping to slow it down. Doomstroyer claims that they can't turn his weapons against him. While discussing how to defeat it, Thor returns with help from his conniving brother, Loki. The Avengers quickly doubt Thor's decision, but Thor insists that Loki is their only hope. The Doomstroyer quickly breaks through the walls, and Loki blocks its attacks with his barrier and knocks it underground using the castle's trapdoors. When Loki suggests thanking him for saving them, Hulk gets furious and suspects that Loki must have been the one who gave the destroyer to Doom in the first place. Loki insists that he had no part in Doom's outbreak, and claims that the armor had long since been lost in Asgard. He fears that Doom may have already unearthed its secrets, which are then at risk. Thor claims that if they do not act, all the 9 realms will soon fall. When Loki claims it won't be long before the destroyer consumes Doom's psyche, he also confirms that he remotely controls it from elsewhere. Loki claims he can track Doom's energy signature to his true location. When everyone distrusts Loki, Thor asks them to believe in him, worried that he is the cause of this. Thor explains that if only he had faced the Midgard serpent, as legend foretold, Doom would not have had his hands on the destroyer. That said, Loki opens a portal, which he claims is where Doom's true location is. Although hesitant to split the Avengers, Iron Man asks Captain America to go with Thor, Falcon, and Loki to find and stop Doom while he leads Hulk, Hawkeye, and Black Widow to keep the Doomstroyer preoccupied. Before they leave, he reminds Thor to be wary of Loki, claiming that he is not to be trusted, to which he agrees. They quickly find themselves inside a mountain teeming with scorching lava when they pass through the portal. Thor quickly recognizes it as Helheim, which is deep below Asgard and the domain of the trolls. Suddenly, the enemy spotted them and alerted the others, to which Loki then disappeared as trolls quickly surrounded them. Tired of needlessly beating them one by one, Thor attacks the ceiling with lightning to rain down rock spikes on their enemies. After clearing out the room of trolls, Falcon claims that Loki must have led them to a trap, but Loki speaks up, taking out the troll messenger who would have alerted the others if not for him. They later venture deeper to find a giant door, the legendary vault of Geirrodr. Breaking inside, they find Doom sitting on the throne, to which Thor demands that he surrender. Loki claims he couldn't hear him, having sat upon the Hellhorn, the destroyer's original power source, which even Odin had long lost. Thor suggests destroying Doom's connection, and Loki confirms that the destroyer will return to its dormant state. When Falcon attempts to attack Doom, the Midgard serpent emerges from the lava to protect him. They were surprised when it didn't attack Doom and seemed to be protecting him instead, to which Loki was impressed, having tamed the creature. Thor feels guilty and blames himself for everything that's happened to avoid the Midgard serpent. Captain America quickly confronts Loki, who suspects this was his plan to have Thor confront the Midgard serpent. Loki claims that he promised to take them to Doom, which he did. Captain America tells Thor he doesn't have to do it alone, but he insists that he does, and thanks Loki despite conspiring behind his back. Meanwhile, Black Widow worries about splitting the team and suspects this must be Loki's plan. But Iron Man claims they'd have to trust Thor, who is right about this. When the Doomstroyer knocks away the Hulk, Hawkeye sneaks up from behind and attacks it with a massive bolt of electricity, while Iron Man hacks into Doom's internal defense systems to attack it. Despite that, the Doomstroyer doesn't seem to stop, and it has broken through every defense system they throw at it. The Avengers escape outside, and the Doomstroyer has grown furious at the number of invaders. It declares that his land is infested with parasites and claims that the only way to defend his country is to extend its borders to the ends of the earth. Black Widow claims that although he's known to be a tyrant, Doom has always been exceptionally protective of his people. With the Doomstroyer attacking the villagers, Iron Man suggests changing plans, to which they would swiftly attack and retreat in rapid-fire succession. Hawkeye claims that it would only rile him up and make him angrier, which he later recognizes was the plan. Hulk is thrilled with the new plan and leads the attack, jumping the gun on the Doomstroyer. They quickly attack it from different directions, but the Doomstroyer eventually catches Iron Man. He grows furious at them for defiling his nation, but Iron Man claims that they were saving it while, unlike him, he was destroying the country. When he finally sees the destruction he inadvertently caused, he returns to his senses, and Doom regains consciousness in Helheim. Doom is furious when he finds the Avengers have made their way to where he is, so he orders the Midgard serpent to attack them. Loki is surprised when Doom's connection is broken, which Falcon suspects must be Iron Man's doing. He claims that Tony Stark can drive anybody out of their mind. Captain America asks Falcon for air support, but when the Midgard serpent tries to attack them, Loki drives it away with his power. Thor quickly throws himself at it when it tries to swallow Loki instead, saving his brother. Thor's sacrifice touches Loki, so he joins the fight and attacks the serpent together with Thor. Captain America reaches Doom and pushes him off the cliff, forcing the crown that he used to connect with the destroyer to fall off his head. Thor and Loki also managed to defeat the Midgard serpent, who fell back into the lava. Loki then uses his powers to capture Doom and sends him back with the Avengers through a portal. Doom returns to Latveria, still taken aback by the destruction he caused. Iron Man offers to contribute to the rebuilding effort, but Doom rejects it, claiming to refuse charity from him. He argues that their authority to detain him amounts to nothing, especially after the incident occurred entirely within his sovereign borders. He then sends them away before detaining them for violating his laws. Loki claims his plans have worked quite well as the trolls slowly swarm in on them. Thor tries to reason with Loki, who has proven himself a hero, but Loki claims the others are right not to trust him. Loki explains that despite Thor's strong familial bond, he will not stop until one of them dies. Thor doesn't give up, and despite Loki's thoughts, he will not stop until he saves him, even from himself. Thor tries breaking through Loki's barrier but struggles to make a dent. Meanwhile, the Hulk notices the destroyer is activating and smirks that he is right not to trust Loki. Iron Man worries that Loki might be linked with the destroyer, so he asks Hulk to throw it as far as he can. And Iron Man then blasts it into space with everything he has. When Loki links his consciousness with the destroyer, he is surprised to be floating in outer space and decides to break his connection. When he returns to Helheim, he's surprised that Thor has successfully broken through his barrier. Instead of taking him back to Asgard, Thor leaves him behind to deal with the overwhelming number of trolls. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos, and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.